We left off here, 100 days into my new hardcore Minecraft world. I have big plans heading up to day 200, but before we get started, let me say thank you. Your response to episode 1 was overwhelming, and your support really matters to me. And also, yes, my stream overlay is on. I messed up, ignore that, it'll go away. My big plan for this episode is to build a huge flushing mob farm, which will give me all the mob drops I could ever want, but we aren't ready for this yet. I also want to build this, but you'll have to wait until the end of the video to see it. First, let's go to the Nether. I have so much to do. I need a beacon, so first I need wither skulls, like that one. Actually, let's back up. My plan for today's episode is to leave the early game. To me, the early game is when you struggle with basic resources, including food, gunpowder, sugarcane, and blocks. You haven't quite broken free from the I can't do this until I do that yet routine. I ended last time with nearly no blocks, some but very little gunpowder, and the shortest end raiding session I've ever done in my life, because I had no rockets. But wings mean flight, and flight means exploration. Exploration then opens up things like armor trims, like this rib trim that I found while collecting skulls. And rib is actually my second favorite trim in the game. My favorite is silence, the rarest and hardest to find trim. It spawns in ancient cities but has just a 1% chance of spawning. That can mean taking on 4, 5, or even more cities to find it. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't keen to take on the ancient city I already found to test our luck, and I know a lot of you are hoping I'll do that today as well. We have 3 skulls, let's quickly kill the wither. I will beat one in the open later, but for now, I just need this one dead. A dead wither equals plenty of blocks, and that's our nether star there. After the wither was dead, I decided to take a quick but still somewhat unprepared look around the ancient city. Maybe I can get lucky here. Or dead, probably one of the two. As long as I'm quiet, I won't set off any shriekers though, and we can spend a little while looking through the chests down here. I also tried to clean away the shriekers where I safely could. The deep dark without night vision is a scary, unsafe place, but if you're careful, you can find some pretty decent rewards. In the second chest, I found 2 enchanted golden apples and Swift Sneak 2. What a great start! But a few uneventful chests later, I made my first mistake. Sitting here in complete darkness is terrifying, even when you know it's just the first trigger. You can trigger 3 of these without any issues, but on the 4th, well, run. With the darkness effect over, I moved on, and immediately made another shrieker angry. Now I have to be much more careful here. So I took my time. I made sure everything was overdone in wool, blocked everything that I possibly could in. I'm not going to make any noise whatsoever. I'm even going to go around these, block it all in completely just like that. I'm even going to go around the back here. I'm going to block all of this in. How? The ancient city's practically made of wool at this point. Nope, that's my cue to leave. How about we come back later when we're actually prepared? That reminds me, remember the nearby mansion? Yeah, let's grab a totem real quick. Vexes are my least favorite mob, but I find if I just find this guy in a room by himself, I can just shoot a couple of times, take them out if they get in the way, kill the evoker, and there's my totem. Just a quick in and out mission. I feel safer now. Oh yeah, look who I found on the way home. I only had 2 bones from that skeleton back at the mansion, but well, when it's your best friend, it only takes 1, right? And now I can say, welcome to 120 Loki. If you don't know Loki yet, look at my channel banner. He's a familiar friend in this empty new world. What's your favorite thing in Minecraft? Don't say fall damage. Don't say fall damage. Okay. One of my favorite things is end raiding, and last episode we didn't have enough gunpowder to properly end raid, so I hardly have any shulkers. I want to organize my ender chest and be able to carry all the blocks for this farm, so it's time to head back to the end and do a proper end raiding session. That feels better. Let's go home. I found 6 spire armor trims, all this gear, diamonds, gold, extra elytra, and plenty of shulkers. I actually had plenty left after filling up my e-chest as well. Okay, I can't stop thinking about this ancient city. I hate that I've had to leave twice now. Let's stop playing around and get properly prepared. A few extended night vision potions, a hoe, tons of wool, that should be all we need. I'm also going to clean out as much of this ancient city stuff as I can so we can move freely around the city. Alright, let's do this. Wow, night vision actually makes it a lot easier to see, who would have thought? Anyways, I want to collect a lot of these skulk bits for later, and I'll never say no to a free head. With night vision, it's far easier to clean up the city and check the chests. There's a lot of chests down here, let's get into it. Well, that's one mistake. It was hiding in this hallway over here. I think this is the last chest to check. I'm not really sure. Oh, yes, we did it! We got silence! I'm done. I'm happy. I think we've checked everything in this city and came away with one of the 2 armor trims, but it's the best one. We'll have to find Ward another time. Visible happiness! It took us 3 trips down to the city, but we came away with the best prize. I'm so happy we have that now. With wither skeletons, end raiding, totem, and ancient city adventures out of the way, it was time to get to work. I need thousands of blocks to build with, so let's set up this beacon with haste 2 and get to mining. Okay, that was kind of grindy. I'm not ready for that yet. Adventure break time. Nice. I'm only building 2 farms today, and one is this small honey farm. The honey will be used to align the mob farm drops in the water stream so they can go over each hopper and fall in. I've also been trading for redstone, killing spiders, and trading bows for dispensers, and then I hit up the Nether for quartz where we found our first pieces of ancient debris. This is the NX04's simple honey farm. I'm just doubling the size, and yes, I put it in spawn. It's both great at spawn and completely breaks. When you put this farm at spawn, bottles get ejected out of it and then despawn because it's loaded. Unfortunately, that's just the cost I'm going to pay for not wanting to babysit the farm for now. Before adding the bees to the farm, I decided to breed up more to ensure every hive had 3 bees. My pagoda was a temporary apiary for this. Once they're all grown up and in their hives, I finished the farm. Adding in the hives and opening the temporary blocks is actually quite satisfying as all the bees pop out at once during the day. Then it was just a little bit of redstone magic with the comparator fader clock, and it was working. For the 3rd time today, we're back in the mines. I was definitely making progress, and it was pretty obvious that getting a beacon super early in this 100 days was a smart plan. I can't imagine collecting this many blocks without one. But this time I'm just going to pretend I showed you the montage. Is that cool? Yeah? Awesome. Our next side quest involves a swamp. I need just 1 slime ball so I can make just 1 sticky piston. Unfortunately, on this trip, we found 0 all night. Between nights, I explored until I found where the farm will go. This mushroom area is nice. I can put it just offshore and then possibly put other farms on the island itself to stay safe. I also collected ice for the storage system, and then went back out for the slime. But again, couldn't find a single slime ball on a whole night. On the 3rd night, however, I got luckier. Must have been a new moon the first night or something. Well, I got everything I need now. Sometimes we only focus on the winds and the smooth sailing, but that's not all a hardcore world is. Sometimes you have a really good idea that, well, it turns out worse than if you had just never had the idea at all. I thought it'd be a clever idea to start zombifying these villagers, starting with my iron trades so I could get more out of the same iron. This was not a smart idea. At the time, I definitely thought I was onto something here. I even remembered the name tag and then named the zombified villager just in case. Yeah, that didn't help. Yeah, don't do this. Don't sleep. No. Okay, that's gonna be a problem. Watch the subtitles. Zombie villager hurts. Yeah. You see that flesh right there? I didn't. I kept trading. I kept playing. I bought bows for dispensers. He still hasn't seen it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Watch me pause here. Now he's seen it. So yeah, the daylight from up there killed my zombie villager. So my genius idea of capturing the random zombie turned out to kill my iron guy. And now I just have 2 left. Not everything goes as smoothly as editing makes it look. Guess we're turning that back on. You know what? Now I want to go mining. It's simple, it's easy, I'm fine. I feel fine. After a quick game of chase with Loki, everything is fine. You know what? Let's just build a mob farm. All 40 platforms are built, the storage and roof are in place. I just need to finish up a little bit of redstone, add the water buckets and storage filters, and then set up the AFK spot. I'm using Tweakaroo here to show you how this looks. There's a 128 block radius bubble around me, and this is the only place in the world that mobs can spawn. The only thing that's in this bubble is the farm itself, and the storage and such is not spawnable, so the only place that they could possibly spawn is on my platforms. This is a quick time-lapse look at what it looks like when I'm standing up top at the AFK spot. I don't think we're ever going to need mob drops again. Gunpowder, bone meal, string, spider eye. I could potentially add trapdoors to make some of the platforms creeper only, but for now I'll leave it as a general mob farm. And here's the loot pouring out. It's a very constant, consistent stream of goodies being filtered and sorted. Let's take one last look at this before we move on to our final project of the day. We have 7 stacks of gunpowder. I was AFK for like 5 minutes. Okay, that works. On my flight back down, I saw these glow squid. What's that? One more sidetrack for the day? Sure. Well, I guess I won't be needing this farm anymore. Removing old, outdated farms is just as important to me as building new and cool stuff. I want to keep the world, especially spawn, looking great, and this ugly early game farm has to go now. Thank you for your service, we'll see you next time. We're on to our final build of the day, which is going to be a floating island with a large torii gate nether portal on it, and a small pond on a lower level below that. I want the gate to frame my pagoda, but also have a purpose. It also gives us an excuse to build a few custom cherry trees and branches. The island is a stone, cobblestone, and andesite base, which looks like it starts too low here, but it's a fairly large island. Then I went into a creative test world to build several torii gates. This is a smaller concept for a similar design, but I went with one much larger than this in the end, and that meant more mining. I want this island to be completely spawn-proof inside and out, so I lit up as I went, and progress came quickly. I reshaped a few times, but ultimately we're just kind of making a couple of cones here. This dirt you can see at the top is the start of a pond we'll make, and then the grass layer above will be the relaxing garden area that we'll create around that. I then added some water for the pond, before adding a solid layer to both sides. The top, as you can see, is very nearly the same level as my front entry, and this is exactly what I wanted, and the build is starting to look half decent. Shall we? So this is how it's looking from my front door, and this is how it's looking from the torii gate. I'd say that's pretty great. The next thing I wanted to do was create a custom designed banner for the gate. I don't know that I've ever used a loom for this kind of thing before, so I had to find a design that I liked on Planet Minecraft. It was from an anonymous user. It's a pink and white banner, and to me it looked like movement, so I thought it suited the portal, as we'll use this portal to move around the world. Then I could just fly over and stick it on there, and then 2 more there, 2 more there, and then I just have to do the other side there, there, and there. And with the portal and pond done, it's time to decorate. We're nearing 200 days in the world, and I want to finish this up. This portal's going to be great, but I'm not letting it connect to our crappy old basalt delta portal. Someone thought I lived in this biome on purpose, by the way. Yikes. Again, things aren't always smooth. Sometimes editing just helps it seem that way. If I'd cut out this lava flow, you'd think getting to the roof was easy. It wasn't. Eventually, I made my way up to the bedrock and cleared out a small room. I need to find a block at Y126 or 127, though I strongly prefer 127. Again, this took a few minutes of looking, but let's skip the hard part. This block here is at 127, so let's get onto the nether roof. One quick ladder, then a pearl. Easy, now we're on the roof. I hope I remembered flint and steel. This is our return portal to the torii gate. Let's light this up and then blow a hole in the nether roof so we can get back and forth between the roof and the lower nether easily. I use a very simple bedrock breaker. It's 2 obsidian, 2 pistons, 2 TNT, 1 dust, 1 trapdoor, and 1 lever. That's all. To use it, I rebind my right click to the B button. This is an easy way to place the piston that makes this all work. So then I just flip the lever, duck under the trapdoor, then aim here against the obsidian, hold B, and boom. Just like that, we have a hole in the nether roof. Once again, sorry bedrock. From there, it's time to light the overworld portals, and I said portals because technically there are 2 in the finished design. Back to the nether through the original portal, and then back home through the new portal. We pop out at the Torii Gate Island. Back through just a test, and we're on the roof. Perfect. Now that we're on the nether roof, there's one more thing I want to do. Go back to the stronghold quickly. I hate this drop. Now I can build a nether portal in the end portal room. That should connect here to this new roof portal. And just like that, I have very quick access to the end. I'm super happy with this so far, but we can take it a step further. Let's add a custom cherry on each side and 1 disconnected branch kind of sitting over the top to frame the portal. If you want to improve your own custom trees, I've added a link in the description to a new tutorial by one of my friends. He's a very serious builder and much better than I am at this, so check him out. Let's finish off the build by improving our front path. A few pots, some cherry saplings, and pink petals lining the path should help. After a few more adjustments to the leaves to make the shape nicer and a bit airier, this is where we're at. So today we got wither skeleton skulls, killed a wither for a beacon, raided the ancient city, found the Ruben Silence trim, got our first totem, found and brought Loki home, end raided, sorted and color coded our ender chest, built the honey farm, built the quad flushing mob farm, and the floating island Torii Gate portal. And this is where I thought I was done. But I'm not done. It's the trees. I hate them. After looking at the trees, looking at Mr. Matt Ranger's tutorial, looking at the trees again, I can't leave it this way. I hate them. I was done editing the episode already, but let's do this right. Okay, those are much, much better. I'm glad I fixed that. Now that kind of feels like a complete episode. I hope you enjoyed the latest additions to the world. Next episode, we're going to make the first 2 look like slow walks in the park. I'll see you then. Goodbye.